intimate relationships was a big stress of mine, was something I was very worried about, and unnecessarily worried. You know, I was worried I wouldn't meet anyone. I was worried I would meet someone and they'd find out I couldn't have children, not be interested. I was worried how I'd feel about being intimate. I was worried about the fact I have a big scar. Do I want people to see this? How do I feel about this? And then you meet someone and he doesn't want kids anyway. And he's actually not bothered about that. And sees your scar and goes, it's tiny, what are you on about? And actually, you know, you meet people, and if I did meet someone who had a problem with me having been through it, actually that's not someone I want in my life anyway. So the build-up, the thought of how it's going to affect your intimate relationship is far worse than the reality of it. In reality, it hasn't. If anything, it's made intimate relationships better because people sort of can see what I've been through and see a strength in that, and you can talk about it together. And it has helped me get to know people better, and it's helped me sort of get deeper with people and have real conversations about life and what it means, and, you know, get close to people quicker.
The impact on my sex life is huge. From being diagnosed with cervical cancer and having the bleeding, that immediately put an end to any kind of sort of sex life, because it was just something that neither of us felt comfortable doing because of the bleeding. Straight from the bleeding, immediately we went into hysterectomy, which obviously had an impact. Like having a baby, you wouldn't have sex for at least 6 weeks after having a hysterectomy, and I went straight into radiotherapy. After radiotherapy, I was, you know, left with a lot of issues, and it was just the last thing on my mind. And then the pelvic exenteration took any kind of sort of chance of having a normal penetrative sex life. And to be honest, it is an issue that I'm dealing with, or trying to deal with, because I know that you don't have to have penetrative sex to have a sex life. But I think body image, because it's now been 6-7 years, it kind of, the longer you leave it, the harder it is to try and get some intimacy back into your relationship. I love my husband and he loves me dearly and he's my rock, and I think both of us were both seeking counselling to try and get us both through it and find what else we can do with it, because we don't have to kind of feel that it's now sort of quite a few years on, we've dealt with everything else that we've been given. We're now at a situation where we know that we've got over the cancer, we've dealt with the bags, we've dealt with, you know, sort of mortality worry. Now it's time to sort of move to the next chapter, which is resuming normal intimacy. So it's something that we're both sort of talking about and trying to get something so that we can both be comfortable.